Hey, welcome back, everybody, for our second part of our interview with the Banana Slug String Band out of Santa Cruz, California, coming to a neighborhood near you in the future to play and teach kids about where their food comes from and the environment through song. So without any further ado, let's get into it, and thanks for listening. So have you had the 50-year-old gentleman come up to you and said, 40 years ago, I was 10 years old and I did this, and now because of what you did.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Really all the time.
A lot of teachers.
That's why you'd think that's the reason why you see something like that and you just, gets you right there, so.
It certainly hits me.
Yeah.
Gives me hope.
Yeah. Gives you hope.
And Larry's right. We steer far from the political. That's not our goal. And people have come to us, at different points, all kinds of things telling us, the message has to be refined on some level, for all kinds of reasons, religious, all kinds of religions, And we're like, all we want to do is get families, communities, children, teachers to love the earth. Yeah. Let's just love the earth. Why wouldn't we want to love the earth? When we talk about Dirt Made Lunch, the thing that I always think of is like, now that we know that dirt made our lunch, okay, that soil down there is making our food, what sense does it make to put litter or something on top of the thing that makes your food? And you could see kids just are going, right. Why would I want to hurt the earth that's growing my food? Yeah. So it's big.
What's another song that resonates with you with that same thing? What's been great song over the years, or a new one? Anything? Your choice.
I think of two songs off of Pollinator Nation.
Okay.
It's about gardening, and one is called Habitat Hero.
Okay.
And really talks about what kids can do to plant a garden and how to plant a garden that's safe for pollinators.
Yeah.
Local natives.
And be a habitat hero.
Okay.
Protect habitats.
We just had our pollinator episode 2 episodes ago. We just did last month. We have a guy up the road in Oregon State University that's one of the foremost bee experts in the world. Oh, cool. And I was able to tour his lab, and he had like 200,000 specimens of bees in Oregon that were cataloged, and
200,000 different species?
Yes.
Species, you mean?
Well,
No.
I think he told me in the episode how many species there were in Oregon, and we didn't get to how many there were in the United States. I should ask him. But he did say, like, this is kind of down the weeds a little bit, but there would be a little hill in eastern Oregon where there's one bee that lives there, nowhere else in the world, because there's one flower that only grows on that hill. And you talk about impact of ecosystems. If that flower in that hill would go away, then it causes this chain reaction. The bees go away, and then ergo all the other ones. But he said there are hundreds of little one hill bees in Oregon that are like that. I thought there was just one. He said they were everywhere,
and that's why you should also play the song Pollinator Nation.
Okay,
it's a really cool track.
Yeah.
Another popular song of our band is Water Cycle Boogie.
Okay.
Which explains the water cycle. Oh, nice. That's been a very successful live song for us. Yeah. We've performed that probably second to most besides Dirt Made My Lunch.
Yeah. And you're at the Oregon Country Fair right now. And that's not really a kid. There are children there, right? There's families there, but is there more of an adult venue there, and then you do adult gigs too?
There's a lot of kids at the Oregon Country Fair. It's a family. Okay. There's 15,000.
I haven't been. Yeah.
There's 15,000 people living at the Oregon Country Fair now. Or they will. Families, multi generations, from babies to the old hippies. 75 years old. But at the Oregon Country Fair, we Doug and I lead a morning jam in front of our booth.
Yeah.
The fruit salad, Divine Balance fruit salad, and we call ourselves the Fruit Salad Band. And we just jam all kinds of cool songs.
Which is a subset of the Banana Slug String Band.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
And some great musicians.
Yeah.
Great musicians come.
I bet.
It's the greatest, most punctual, volunteer band I've ever known. They show up, man, whatever time we say, which things are going on late at night at that fair.
Oh, yes.
Tell you. So they show up at 9:30. They're there. I mean, they're knocking my arms just today. Like, we'll be there Friday. So it's really great. Yeah. There's also, sometimes I'll play like a renegade set for where I camp over in, it's Little Miss Piggy for the Otters, because there's a lot of kids there this year. So I'll probably play them a little show. Yeah. But, no, mostly in the Oregon Country Fair, it's about, I mean, a lot of kids will describe themselves as fair kids raised at the fair. Yeah. And that has serious meaning. I mean, these kids have this beautiful outlook and very creative. It's a very creative place for kids, and a lot of magic and art and infusion. It's one of my 5 favorite cultural experiences we have on the planet.
Oh, cool.
The fair is really something. It's really beautiful.
And the adults are kid-like too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I always say I'm a 14-year-old with 50 years experience or whatever. So, right.
You wear it well. Wear it well.
Yeah. I have a coworker that has a food booth up there, does pancakes and stuff. Sarah is her name, but she's been there forever. And does that. So hi, Sarah, if you're listening.
I was thinking of some garden-related stories of how we've interacted with schools as in our travels.
Please.
And there's a few I thought of, but one I thought of in Hawaii. There's this woman that travels around teaching kids how to make worm composting. And so that's her business. She goes around schools in Hawaii teaching about worm composting. So that was an interesting, meet
Red Wigglers or whatever. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah.
In Hawaii, it's crucial, actually. Like they have a whole cultural misalignment of not growing food. They've stopped growing food and got into fast foods and got steered away from. And they have the climate to grow 24/7 year round. They could be growing and growing, and so soils need to be thought of. Worms very important, and then just kind of enlightening from an ancestral focus that gardening is crucial and very spiritual experience. And so Hawaii, I feel like it's a huge endeavor. They're really trying to turn that around to get people grow in their homes, in their schools, in the community gardens, and to get people back to it. And it's really good. It's really positive.
And we know a great farmer in Hawaii, in Waiholie Valley on Oahu.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Unbelievable, like a multi-generational family and brothers living, farming. It's a beautiful farm in Waiholie Valley. And we've played that school, the Waiholie Elementary, and they have a gardening thing because of Charlie and Paul, right?
Charlie, Paul, and Vivian too.
Something about corn harvesting?
A corn celebration.
Corn celebration.
Yeah.
Well,
and they sing our songs.
Yeah. Well, we had a delegation of Hawaiians come through the Department of Ed, and they usually what happens is I get a group of people from another country, and they want to know what Farm to School is about. They want to see a tour of a school garden. And so I took them, and they said, and these Hawaiian guys, and they're ag people, but they were saying, you keep saying southern exposure. What's this? I'm like, well, you see where it was like January. I go, it's noon right now, and I pointed to where the sun was, and it's like we point everything there because we don't have very much sunlight in the northern hemisphere.
Yes,
those guys don't have that problem, so there was never an issue. It's just sun everywhere,
right, all the time.
But it's good. It's a good lesson to learn. I've done a lot of work with some of my friends in Nevada and Las Vegas. I just had a couple episodes, and I was interviewing the people down there with Green Our Planet, and they were. Years ago they didn't have any school gardens, and now there's one in every school in Las Vegas, and they planted one in each one. And those people down there, I mean, I spoke down there before, and I'm like, my message was, you guys have no business gardening. It's like such an inhospitable. It was
I know,
but it was such an inhospitable place, and they make it happening. Which was they make it work, but like. You look outside the door here, it's so green, anything grows. You could leave for a week and come back and your garden's still there. They leave for a day and their garden's toast. You know, they have to shade it and make their own dirt because you put the shovel in the ground and it goes clank.
Yeah.
So it takes a hardy person and they do it. They do it down there. That was good news. It's like, yeah.
It can be done. It can be done.
Yeah.
And, it's a will thing, isn't it? A lot.
Yeah.
My whole family has been into gardening. My wife worked for Life Lab and went all around the country putting gardens in the schools and helped to train and do that. And my daughter just finished working for Life Lab. She worked for them for years and years. Yeah. Just 60-year-old curriculum program, which it was all about focus gardens into the schools, gardens in the community. And I think, there's going to be California had legislation which was passed that said every school is mandated to have a garden.
That's my dream.
Now, I don't think it followed through. Yeah. I do not think it followed through. But it was passed. It was passed through legislation. So that kind of will is good. Yeah. That's a good thing.
And to do it right, you need money. But there's such a thing as just have a windowsill garden. Do something.
Yeah, you're right.
Do something and teach the kiddos and stuff. But we need to get there.
Just more connection, so they have connection to the earth.
Yeah.
And they enjoy it, of course, because they love the outdoors. Being inside a classroom all day, looking at a chalkboard, can bore some kids. But if you get them fingers in the compost pile,
that's right.
They can make some compost cake.
Well, and then there's a beneficial bacteria they found out. The kids that get it in there and get their hands dirty, they've actually found that discipline problems go down. Graduation rates and attendance rates go up, and things like that. And part of that gardening is so crucial. Like if you could teach whatever you can inside, just bring it outside and teach out in the environment and do that. You could teach your social studies, your art, your physical education, your reading, read in the garden, so.
Yeah. And it's true. I've heard psychologists and psychiatrists tell me about that, is that there's a endorphin that is released when you put your hands and feet in the soil that creates similar to like a euphoric, at ease, peaceful, connected place, Yeah. And I personally can tell you that I believe in that. I like laying down on that earth. I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you headed next? Where's your next gigs at? How about that?
Well, we just worked really hard in June, played dozens of schools.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like our break time to go to music festivals and go to rivers and swim and hike and travel. But I think our next slug gig we're playing a library in Gilroy, California at the end of July.
Is that the Garlic Fest or?
No, it's just the Gilroy Library. But we have a lot of time off this summer, and then we'll rejoin. And
for your 40th year.
Yeah, the fall we're playing a bunch of school shows. We got these grants to play all these watershed shows.
Yeah. Amazing.
We're going to Albuquerque to play Pope Joy Hall, which is a big auditorium. They bust kids in, and we do a couple concerts for them.
Well, whenever you come back up to the Pacific Northwest, you're going to have to let me know. So
surely.
Yeah. Especially, I'd love to see all four of you guys in action too.
Oh, you'll get us a gig at Autzen Field.
Yeah, right.
Wait, you're a Beaver, huh?
Well, I'm closer to there. I did work in Eugene, but it's even worse than that. I'm actually a Husky fan. So I grew up in the Seattle area. So it is tough. I'm a
We don't hold that against you at all.
No, nothing USC or UCLA.
It's funny.
No, wait, you guys are Stanford, right?
Yeah. No, we're UCSC Banana Slugs, University.
Okay.
But we have two songs, one for University of Oregon and one for Oregon State University.
You do, really?
Yeah. University of Oregon is our song Butts Up about ducks.
Okay.
And Oregon State University is I'm Proud to Be a Beaver.
Okay. Great song about beavers.
Okay, all right. I will check those out for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Larry wrote to me, and I want you to have this in the body of this music, that there's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful song. It's called Beauty.
Yeah.
And it's on the Lullaby album, isn't it?
Wings of Slumber.
And Yeah, the singer of this is a brilliant. I mean, he sang in his early life with Perry Como. He's actually in the midst of passing, but he produced all of our vocals and lots of children's vocals. And he's Jonathan Arthur is his name, and he sings the lead on this. That is absolutely gives you why
chills?
you're doing well. It gives you why you do what you do, and I do what I do because that's what we're after to. Translate the beauty of this planet into the hearts and minds of all people, so that they're willing to go to bat for it and not allow any compromise in that way.
Yeah.
And the song has bagpipes.
Oh, sweet.
It does.
I like AC/DC had that, bagpipes in their songs.
Sure.
So,
It's a lot like that.
Yeah, a lot like that. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've been, when you're a musician, and we've done 12, 13 albums, and you don't normally go back and listen to them that often. Yeah. I don't know why, really. Yeah. But when we were making our albums, we'd spent almost 2 years on every single one of them. And I mean, slow is one thing, but also we really had in our minds that adults that are going to be listening to this, we had to make it so it's really rich for them. Yeah. Kind of like the Sesame Street idea, like have it be multi-leveled. Like there'd be conceptual levels for the kids, conceptual levels for the adults, musical levels for the kids, musical level for the adults, such that it was be interesting after they hear it 25 times, and they wouldn't want to come and kill us. And so some of the recordings are unbelievable. Like I haven't listened in a couple of decades, and it's really
good to revisit.
Very impressive. Oh my gosh!
Well, a lot of groups will play. Hey, we're going to play the Blue album now, or we'll go back and play our first one for So that's always fun.
That's a good idea for the 40th anniversary.
Yeah,
play our first album.
Yeah, do a first album gig or something.
That'd be something.
Now, and you guys mostly do for your gigs acoustic because the ones that I've seen,
we're plugged in.
You are,
but we're using some acoustic instruments and some electric instruments and drums sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So we're not strictly acoustic. Because we're playing big festivals or big auditoriums. They have to amplify it.
But I haven't seen I've seen a lot of you do what is it some different dulcimers and things like that.
Yes.
And,
there's all kinds of instruments, but also electric guitar. One guy, Mark. Okay. Plays electric guitar a lot.
Okay.
Rips.
A Fender Strat,
Yeah. And you have a bass I just saw outside. So
I acoustic guitar bass, but they also play with electric P bass. Like what we do is we try to play in as many genres of music that will attract is the 2 to 12-year-old kids and adults. Yeah. So we've been all over the map. I mean, we've had rap songs and funk tunes and blues tunes, and we're trying to do that. We're trying to be as eclectic as possible.
Okay, now you need the Tower of Power horns and all that.
We've had it.
We've had killer horns. We've had killer horns.
All right, okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't need to tell you guys how to do your job.
No, but I like I like how you're leading us in. It's true.
We've had great horns, fiddles, mandolins, bagpipes, harp.
Yeah,
cello, an incredible cello player on
sounds
one
like
record.
It keeps you guys fresh and stuff. It's
still exciting. It's fun. It's really fun life.
Yeah.
What's Barry's last name? Barry Phillips. That's it.
He's a cello player.
Famous cellist. Okay. Played at George Harrison.
Played with George Harrison and Ravi Shankar.
Oh, okay.
And he played on our album. Yeah. He literally composed. That is a killer. Have you listened to that lately? Jellyfish. The Jellyfish Ballet. Plug that into your ear. It is such an exquisite composition.
We have a couple ocean records because we do education about gardening, ocean education, watersheds, animals, and habitats.
Nice.
We're all over the environmental map. Yeah. Thanks for helping us celebrate our 40th anniversary as a band.
Congratulations on that, and here's to 40 more.
Woo! Yeah, 40 more. Wow, that'd be something.
Well, I mean, geez, the Stones are there right now, probably going.
They're 82.
80. Yeah.
We saw them this year.
Yeah.
They're 82. They're amazing.
They look good. Yeah. Mick looked really good.
Yeah. I saw him senior in high school in the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought they were done then, but no.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I saw him in 72 with Stevie Wonder in the Akron Rubber Bowl.
Yeah. We're all still alive. The Slugs still survive.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
We'd like to thank you all so much for listening today.
Thanks for everybody. Farm to School was written, directed, and produced by Rick Sherman and Michelle Markiston, with production support from Leanne Lochner of Oregon State University, and was made possible by a grant by the United States Department of Agriculture.
The content and ideas on the Farm to School podcast does not necessarily reflect the opinions of Oregon State University, Oregon Department of Education, or the United States Department of Ag. The USDA, Oregon Department of Ed, and Oregon State University are equal opportunity providers and employers.
Do you want to learn more about Farm to School? Check out more episodes, show notes, contact information, and much more by searching Farm to School Podcast OSU, and you'll find us.
Yeah, please. We'd love to hear from you. Stop by. Thanks, everyone, again for listening.
Also, all music is provided by the Banana Slug String Band. Thank you guys very much.
Pollinators, a sweet treat. What gets stuck to antenna, legs and feet.